Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, we're driving a Pinto, we're driving a Mercedes. Welcome back to the Inspired with Christopher YouTube page. That's right, we're having the third vlog. That's Trace. Trace for all of my Spanish friends out there. And something I do want to say is for everybody out there that are freaking out over this whole thing with the coronavirus, please calm down, please be rational, and please think. Think to yourselves, okay? Why is this happening? And where is this going? And for everybody out there that wants to go out there and buy like a shit ton of toilet paper and want to freak out and they want to, think to themselves that if I buy so much toilet paper, if I buy so much water, if I buy so much this, and I buy so much cement, that I'll be ready, that I'll be prepared for something that's not even as bad as the flu. Think to yourself, why am I getting so riled up over something that's been around since the 60s? I think it's either the 60s or 70s. And knowing that I've experienced things a hell of a lot worse physically, and still, yet then, back then, I didn't even freak out as much. Think to yourselves, the majority of us, we've had the flu in our lives, which it's been proven to be worse than the coronavirus, but yet you guys are still freaking out buying toilet paper and doing all this crap. Now, are you thinking to yourselves, is this going to make me comfortable? Is this going to make me feel better? Is all this stuff, so to speak, that like you're freaking out and doing, is this kind of like your teddy bear, so to speak, that you had as a child that would comfort you during times of fear? When it comes to fear, ladies and gentlemen, what are you buying into like with fear? Because I know from experience that certain things are designed to not only soften your pockets, like with taking more money of yours, but certain things that are also designed to scare you into being controlled. Whenever it comes to things like this coronavirus, ladies and gentlemen, this was done by design to scare you and to control you. And right now, what we are under right now, like with all these places closing, like with everybody freaking out, it's called medical martial law. Okay, like with medical martial law, you are pretty much giving over your rights to the government and saying, hey, government, you know what's best for us, and you're going to do what's right by us. And you know what the fucked up part about it, like the thing like that's messed up, is that you have all these individuals out there that are massive supporters of our president Donald Trump, our wonderful fearless leader, and yet the majority of these followers, cult members as I like to call them, the majority of them are under a government ran program called Medicaid. Okay, Medicaid is it's basically health insurance for like the lower to middle class that can't afford to pay for insurance on their own. Which I myself, I was on it. And I just want to let you guys know that Donald Trump literally a couple days ago cut the rights for Medicaid patients to get treatment for coronavirus. And I'm thinking to myself, if this is a man that is America first, then he would take into consideration the poor to middle class, when in all actuality, for people out there, please stop being blinded by the prostitution of Jesus Christ and stop being blinded by this bullshit like with, the right to bear arms and crap like that the Republican Party likes to do to blind people and to use them. And I'm letting you know right now, if you think that Donald Trump gives a shit about you, then I'm sorry that you feel that way. Because his actions and his words speak against that. He has a narcissistic, ignorant, egomaniacal attitude. And it's funny too. The rollout for testing for the coronavirus has been so slow that he's not even taking responsibility for this, like with pushing for more testing. And he says, well, with the rollout for everything, that it's not my fault, it's not my responsibility. So he's pretty much passing the buck and passing the blame onto everybody else. So if you guys want to choose to believe this narrative of freaking out and fear and just buying into what the media and what the government is selling you, then you're going to buy into the fact that Trump is the one that could be the savior for everybody. Now, where's your savior at right now? While you guys are freaking out, while you guys are, going bananas and going apeshit, he's nowhere to be found when it comes to helping you. And the quicker you supporters realize that he doesn't care about you, the better off you're going to be. Because there's about a 15% of the population is they are awake to what's really going on in the world. And then you have that 85% that watch the news and think that what they're seeing on screen is exactly what's going on, when in all actuality it's designed to scare you into following what their agendas are. And like a prime example is, okay, with me, you working at Wally World, is that eight major corporations own every single thing that we sell, like within this store. 8. And guess what? They all have connections to the United States government. The majority of them are actually close personal friends with Donald Trump. And you think to yourselves, guys, that you have all these people that are freaking out and going apeshit and buying up. You notice how these like these major corporations, how they're not stepping out and speaking against this, because they recognize that fear drives profits. Control drives profits. They're going to make more money off of you because you're dumb enough to believe what you're seeing on screen. And one more thing, actually, before I go. With all these people that have supposedly died, you think, especially on social media, that people will be posting, hey, please pray for like my grandma, please pray for my family because so-and-so just passed away. Can you guys think of a name of anybody that has died yet, that has not, that's been reported? It's funny how they're making up all these numbers about people being quarantined and people dying, but yet there's no names that are coming out. Guys, call me crazy for what I'm saying, but honestly, don't take things for face value. Dig into stuff deeper. Use your brain. Don't give into that primal instinct of panicking first and then finding out later that it was for nothing. Okay? God gives you a brain for a reason. Please use it. Don't be manipulated and don't be used. Because honestly, when it comes to China, whenever it comes to our government, when it comes to our president, guess what? You guys are getting played like a fiddle right now. Well, at least the ones that are buying into the Kool-Aid drinking bullshit. So please, stop buying into this fear porn. Take control of your life. Recognize that things like the coronavirus, you're not going to die from it. Because honestly, guys, guess what? The survival rate is like 90%. And like the 10% that are supposedly passing away from it are from elderly populations. So for the ones that claim that they buy into this crap, think to yourselves, like, you're freaking out and you're buying all this stuff. You're wiping the shelves off. No, excuse me, like you're wiping the shelves out. Think about it. Let's say that you're perfectly healthy and yet you're buying all this crap. You're technically taking away from somebody that could actually need it. So think to yourself, is your overabundance of fear and consumption worth you potentially putting somebody else's life at risk? It's words to think by, guys. So please, use your head. Don't give in to fear. And recognize the only person or being that's going to have a judgment over whether the world's going to end or not is God. And that's it. And he's the only one that you guys need to look up to and follow. Because every other human within this world will fail you. It's guaranteed. Because guess what? We're not perfect. We are beautiful disasters. We are like clay, we're constantly being molded. So please, for all those people that are putting Trump up on a pedestal, stop it. Stop it. Because God speaks against false idols. And whether you realize or not, you can't worship Trump and worship God at the same time. And many of you try to justify your words and your beliefs by claiming that you don't, but you do. So please, focus on your family. Focus on God. Focus on using your brain and stop buying into the bullshit that the government is feeding you. Stop buying into the bullshit that the media is feeding you. And realize this is all done by design to profit a very small group of people that will make a bunch of money off of you. So, are you going to cave in and buy in, or are you going to use your brain and better yourselves? All right, guys. I love you. Thank you so much for your support. And if you are offended by this, I'm sorry, but we can agree to disagree. And whether you agree with me or not, I will gladly defend your right to believe what you want. I might not agree with it, but I'll defend your right. All right, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you, and have a safe, blessed, joyous, and wonderful day. Peace.